Like if you found the video valuable. The Ashcroft Museum had never once reported a theft in its 114-year history. Until now. At exactly 6:07 a.m., the curator, Helen Brandt, found Gallery 3 unlocked and empty. The walls were bare except for a single brass plaque beneath a rectangle of faded wallpaper. Portrait of a Stranger, Artist Unknown, 1883. Gone. No shattered glass. No tripped alarms. The only camera in the hallway outside the room had frozen at 2:13 a.m., showing static for 6 minutes. It was a locked room mystery in real life. And that's why they called Detective Mara Lane. Mara was methodical. She examined every window, every lock. Gallery 3 had one entrance, 3 cameras, and no signs of forced entry. She walked in circles around the space, imagining the thief's path. How many people have access to this room? She asked Helen. Only 3 of us. Myself, the night guard, and our art restorer, Felix Bell. Mara nodded. Any of them in financial trouble? Helen hesitated. Felix's wife just left him. Rumor is he's behind on his mortgage. Mara reviewed the camera footage. The hallway camera outside Gallery 3 went dark at 2:13 a.m. When it came back on at 2:19, the door was still locked, no sign of movement. But there was one detail no one noticed. The lights inside the gallery flickered in the reflection of a glass display down the hall, exactly during the blackout. She interviewed the night guard, Ernest, a quiet man in his 60s. I didn't hear anything, he said. Stayed in the control room all night. Except for my rounds. You step away from the monitors? He nodded. At 2:15, just for a minute. Bathroom break. Who else was in the building? Just Felix. He stays late sometimes, restoring frames in the workshop. Mara visited Felix in the restoration wing. The man looked exhausted. I didn't take it, he said before she even asked. I loved that portrait. Why? It spoke to me. The face, it was haunting. Like it knew something. She raised an eyebrow. That's a strange way to describe a painting. It's a strange painting, he said softly. She returned to the scene. The wall where the portrait hung had no dust, unlike the rest of the gallery. The absence was loud. A ghost shape of something important, now gone. Mara inspected the hanging wire left behind. Cut cleanly. With a scalpel. She made a note and returned to the security office. She paused the footage during the 6-minute blackout. The hallway was still, but something was wrong. A faint outline, almost imperceptible, moved across the reflection on the display glass. A blur, a ripple. Someone had passed by, but not visibly. Not on camera. She zoomed in. The outline was wearing a curator's coat. She confronted Helen. You were here last night. Helen's jaw tightened. I came back for a file. Left within 10 minutes. You didn't log your return. It was late. I forgot. Mara showed her the photo of the reflection. You walked by Gallery 3 at 2:14 a.m. But the alarm never triggered. Helen frowned. I never went near the gallery. And yet, Mara said, you're the only one with keys, and you wore the exact coat seen here. Still, there was no hard evidence. No portrait, no motive, until Mara dug into museum finances. The Ashcroft Museum had quietly insured the Portrait of a Stranger for $2.5 million just 3 weeks earlier. It had only been worth $75,000 before that. The bump? Triggered by a mysterious provenance document that surfaced, signed by Helen herself, claiming the portrait was an early work by a lost 19th-century master. Forgery. Now they had motive, but how had she done it? The answer came from an unexpected place. Mara noticed a second set of floor plans in a dusty backroom cabinet. The museum had undergone renovations in 1974. Back then, Gallery 3 shared a false wall with the workshop. She examined the wall again, tapped it. Hollow. Felix's workshop backed directly onto that gallery wall. Behind a bookshelf, they found a cut panel, freshly plastered and painted. Inside, a small crawl space that led into the gallery wall. From there, someone could quietly push through, snip the wire, and retreat, carrying the painting undetected. During the exact 6 minutes the cameras were out. Mara dusted the crawlspace handle. Helen Brandt's fingerprints. When confronted, Helen crumbled. I didn't mean to steal it. I meant to protect it, she whispered. Protect it from what? Mara asked. From him. Who? Helen's face grew pale. The man in the portrait. At the station, Helen confessed everything. The provenance document was a forgery, yes. The insurance policy? Her backup plan. But the reason she took the painting was stranger. People who spend time with that portrait start to change, she said. Lose sleep, hear things, see shadows. Felix, Ernest, even herself. She claimed the eyes in the painting moved, that it whispered her name when she walked alone at night. Mara didn't believe in ghosts. But when she checked the storage locker where the portrait was finally recovered, the camera outside glitched for 6 full minutes. And when she entered the room, the portrait stared back, smiling, just slightly.